Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In this video, we're going to be going through the Goldsmith job quest from 50 to 70. And if I can get through one more tonight, I'll be satisfied. Because we've done 3 crafters so far. So this will be the 4th. So that would leave 4 more that I can worry about next time. I've recorded a lot of videos today. There are 8 videos, including this one. There are 8 videos that are going to need to be rendering out. So I have a feeling my computer is going to be very busy overnight. Alright, but anyway, Saren, what's going on? Cecil's just the woman I was hoping to see. I'm not saying that just to be nice. Mind you, I do pride myself on being nice. You recruit more apprentices with honey than vinegar, after all. But where was I? Oh, of course. There's a certain someone I'd like to introduce to you. A special someone at that. His name is Marcel, and he's in charge of handling commissions from some of XIV's most prestigious clients. We're talking the elite of the elite here. Marcel's clients are expecting less than the finest, which means that Marcel trusts only our guild's most accomplished to fill his orders. Getting the call from Marcel is a sure sign that you've made it in the goldsmithing world, but I'm sure you can see where this is going, Cecil. It seems your fine work has earned you something of a reputation. With that, plus a vote of confidence from little old me, Marcel has personally requested your services for this latest commission. Why, he's waiting for you at Estame's Aesthetics even as we speak. You're excited, aren't you? I know, I'm excited. I don't know about you. But I'm gonna hold my excitement until I actually get there and find out. Right, is it? I am Marcel of Estame's. Charmed, I'm sure. Doubtless you have heard from Mistress Serendipity, and in far too many words, I will be brief. A most important client of mine has commissioned a work of a supreme significance, and you will have the privilege of contributing to its creation. Not that I say contribute. I ask you not to take full responsibility, a task which will doubtless prove beyond you at the stage of your career. Yes, need not fear, for I will be here to guide you in every step of the process, to help you grow from a mere craftsman to a creator of genius, as it were. With that, let us get down to business. The order comes from the wife of a high-ranking officer in the Immortal Flames. The anniversary of their bonding draws near, and this most refined madam would give to her beloved spouse with a memento of singular beauty and meaning. As the lady tells it, her husband is a hardened warrior who, despite his lofty rank, rarely leaves the front lines, where he tirelessly leads his men against the Amalja. Their anniversary day will mark a brief but welcome respite from the battlefield, dispersed in moons. As for the exact nature of the gift, she entrusts this entirely to us, as my clients are wont to do. Most believe that no mundane idea of their own could compete with the sheer genius and inspiration of Estame's agents and artisans, an assumption which is true more often than not. But what shall we create, At times like this, I think we're back to the words of my mentor, a renowned goldsmith I had the honor of working with when I first came to Estame's some years ago. To give form to that which is formless, and breathe a warm beating heart into the coldest of metal. This is the goldsmith's true calling, the master would always say. His words have never failed to inspire me, and I trust he'll do the same for you. And yet, rare metal is it that inspiration comes entirely from within. In my own experience, I have found that reflecting upon these words in the company of trusted friends and colleagues often proves enlightening. Being a woman's gift, perhaps Mistress Serendipity and Miss Modi at the Quicksand might have some insight to share. Let's say consult with them and return here with your impressions. Okay. I have absolutely no idea what you just said, but I'll go with it. Oh, Cecil, back so soon? I trust you met with Marcel, yes? Is he still wearing that silly monocle? He says it's to make him look more refined, that he might better impress his customers. Just you and me. I find it oh so slightly pretentious, but... Oh yes, do tell me about your assignment. To give form that which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart into the coldest of metal. Why, that was the very challenge my master posed to me when I set off on my own as a goldsmith. It would seem his words resonated deeply with Marcel as well. To realize that ideal in one's own work is the sign of a true first-rate goldsmith, or so my master would always say. That said, it is quite the riddle, is it not? That which is formless. Okay. Riddle schmiddle. Colors, scents, songs. Why, I could name 1,000 formless things in the time it would take for you to get your hammer out of your... You can stop right there, Jichi. That said, there's at least a smidgen of truth in what he says. There are all sorts of formless things that could be given form, which means there's no single right answer. Form to the formless, it's up to you to find an answer in this riddle that will use your talents to the fullest and please your customer to boot. But if anyone can do it successfully, you can. Why, I can scarcely wait to see what you come up with. Alright, let's go talk to Momodi. Not sure what Momodi would have to offer, but you never know. You never know. Well, if it isn't Cecila! Wait, don't tell me. Come to consult with your Australian and matters of the heart, mayhap? Not quite. Work, you say? Well, that ain't half as fun now, is it? But I reckon I still might be able to help you some. Not that I'm much of an expert on gift giving, mind you. If I were, like as not, I wouldn't be standing behind this counter alone, if you catch my meaning. Manny says it's best to go straight to the source, but things ain't always so simple. Just ask one of my regulars. She asked her beau what he wanted for his name day, and do you know what he said? A fond memory, mayhap. A memory? They don't sell those at Stames, that last I checked. Which isn't easy to say, that I don't understand what he's getting at. In the end, it's not the gift itself that matters, but the feeling behind it. Hardened warrior or no, when he returns in the battlefield to see his beloved waiting for him with open arms, he'll be moved by anything she has to offer. But this customer of yours and her husband getting on in their years, no? This strikes me the ideal gift would be the one that serves to reaffirm the bond they already share. A keepsake of sorts that would call to mind the day when the spinner first brought them together. Seems to me that'd be a good starting point as any, wouldn't you say? Yeah, sounds like a good place to start. I went to the wrong guild. Or not the wrong... Well, it's the right guild, but I went to the wrong place. To give form that which is formless and breathe a warm, beating heart into the coldest of metal. Well, Rai, I trust you have given these words due to thought since last we spoke. So you've spoken to Mistress Serendipity and Miss Momodi. Excellent. I would have your thoughts on... but that can wait. Our client arms us with her presence. Good evening, Marcel. I had business nearby and I thought I would pay a visit. My lady, as ever, you honor us with your presence and grace us with your beauty. And you could not have come at a better time. Allow me to introduce Miss Rai, the goldsmith who will be assisting me in crafting the masterpiece to be you have ordered. To get formed which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart into the coldest of metal. Such is the ideal we at XIV strive to achieve with our work. A color, a sense, a melody, all lacking in form but indelibly tied to our memories. The artistic process continues to unfold as we speak. But you have my word that the finished product will be fit for one of your surpassing aesthetic sensitivities. I am pleased to hear it, indeed to hear it. But if you're trying to win my favor with those flowery words, Marcel, I fear I'm already spoken for. But speaking of memories and melodies, my husband and I has always have shared a love for the ballads of the songstress of Ul'dah. Do we not all share such a love, my lady? And yeah, I fear that even the most skilled goldsmith will be hard-pressed to give form to a piece of... But wait! I've got it! By Nald and by Thal, I've got it! A music box! A box of gold! How simply divine! A music box would play a melody from our younger days. Younger days? Why, I could not have dreamed up a more perfect gift in 100 years! Your words heart me, my lady, but I must give credit where due. It is a stroke of inspiration that would not have come to me without the assistance of Miss Rye here. Into a vessel of the purest gold, we shall carve a melody that will carry you and your husband back to that precious day when the spinner guided you to each other. I fear I must ask for your patience a while longer, my lady. Rest assured that we will spare no effort in creating the perfect gift for your most special of days. Oh boy. Alright, I believe it's time we began working on Madame Peake's music box. I'm taking the liberty of choosing the song myself. It's a piece of particular sentimental value to my client and her dear husband, and one of the finest pieces of the songstress's repertoire, if I do say so myself. As for what physical form the music box is to take, that's for the artisan to decide. I suggest you begin by speaking with our client yourself. Worry not, I've already made the necessary arrangements. She awaits you at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Okay. You're the Goldsmith who will be creating my music box, yes? Marcel has told me all about you. My expectations are high, but I trust you would not have been chosen for the task where you're not capable of meeting them. Yes, I can scarcely wait to see what manner of extravagant masterpiece you'll create for me. It will be a masterpiece, yes? A work of delicate, refined elegance, but sturdy enough to stand up to daily use and still last as an heirloom for eras to come. It'll be inlaid with a great gemstone with a perfect cut and clarity, yes? Oh, but of course it will. Marcel knows I would settle for nothing less, but what sort of gemstone would suffice? I've always liked rubies, but sapphires are so beautiful as well. Perhaps both, if that wouldn't be so ostentatious. Heavens, I'm starting to confuse myself. Oh, but look at the time. I'm afraid I must be off. Do give my regards, Marcel. Alright. Things are going smoothly, I guess? A music box of the purest gold adorned with a great ruby and sapphire. Sturdy enough to be played each day and yet still lasts as an heirloom to be passed through the generations. Why, that is so exceptionally inspired, it's a wonder that I was the one who thought of it. As the music box itself will be quite large, it will require stones of an impressive size to match. It will be no small task to see that all elements, gold and gemstone alike, are balanced, complementing each other and achieving perfect harmony. Before commencing work on our client's piece, you will do well to hone your skills by crafting a piece requiring similar materials and techniques. Let me see. Why, yes, a hard silver bangle of casting might be well suffice. Fashion me one, and I might judge whether or not you're ready to proceed. There you go. Got it for you. And it's high quality too, so you can keep it. By far, I've seen many a bangle in my day, but never one that exuded such grace. I can see why Mr. Serendipity spoke so highly of you or I. Technical skill and aesthetic sensitivity. An artisan who lacks one or the other is no true artisan at all, but you clearly possess both, and in spades, my good woman. Yes, if anyone can give form to the formless and breathe the heart into metal, it is you. You are a worthy heir to my mentor's legacy, if there ever was one. And yet, even one of your already estimable skills must not neglect your practice. Our client expects no less than a masterpiece, after all. Continue to hone your skills, and I shall call upon you before long. Okay. Yes, what is it? Oh, right. Pardon me, I was in a bit of a fluster. I've just received word that my client's husband is en route to this establishment at this very moment. As for the why, I haven't a clue. I have kept his wife's commission in the strictest of confidence, just as I was instructed. I must speak to the devil. Marcel! I'm a busy man, so I'll get straight to the point. My bond anniversary is coming up, and I need something for my better half. Don't worry, I've already thought up the perfect present. A music box of solid gold. Huh! Never heard of anything so inspired, have you? You don't have to say it. I can see in your dumbstruck faces. And it doesn't end there. I've even picked out the perfect song. The timeless melody that made the songstress of Ul'dah a household name of the realm over. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was swaying back and forth in a half-blind rapture, enthralled with the songstress's ethereal voice when I near bumped into the little lass sitting next to me. I knew at that very moment. Now this was a woman I could spend an eternity with. You see what I'm getting at, Marcel? On her anniversary day, I want to make Jewel Peak as happy as she's made me. And a music box from Ashdames is going to be the golden ticket. And with that, I'm off. And I trust you not to speak word of this to my wife. Oh my god. They both thought of the same thing. Twin music boxes are commissioned by husband and wife to be gifted the same day, playing the exact same song. This is an unexpected development, to say the least. I could speak to one or the other and persuade them to reconsider their present choice of presents, but then I would be breaking my vow of secrecy. No, a man is nothing but without his word. I'll give this some thought. In the meantime, why don't you speak with Mr. Serendipity and see if she has some insight into our predicament. I mean, it's not very much of a predicament. Just make the music boxes. I mean, it's not that difficult of a concept. Oh dear, you and Marcel have gotten yourselves in quite the pickle, haven't you? And I don't mean a sea pickle, which can be quite tasty in a light vinegar sauce if what I hear is to be believed. But where was I? Oh yes, the two music boxes. Marcel is right not to betray his vow of secrecy, yet at the same time, simply crafting two identical music boxes would be a recipe for disaster. At times like these, I think back to the words of my master. When faced with dilemma, he would say, the true artisan seeks answers in the pursuit of the infinite possibilities of his art. A music box affords plenty of possibilities, does it not? There are plenty of ways to introduce variety, both in its physical appearance and in the melody it plays. Speaking of which songs that would you have your creation play? Oh why yes, I remember the piece quite well. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone in the Sultan who doesn't harbor a fondness for the ballad of the songstress of Ul'dah. Why, believe it or not, the composer of the piece, Pure Vein is his name, is a personal acquaintance of mine. He's quite the genius, and not shy about telling others just that. If anyone would know how to lend a special touch to your work, it would be him. But don't just take my word for it. Why don't you go speak to him yourself? That said, it may prove quite a trek. He left the Sultanate some years ago, and now serves as the personal musician and the performer for House Hailing Art in Ishgard. Have you been to Ishgard, Cecila? It's ever so cold, but those snowy vistas are so beautiful, if I do say so myself. Oh, but what are we standing around here for chatting? Here, take this. It's a personal letter of introduction from yours truly. Truly that should suffice for getting you through the doors of Hailing Art Manor. And do send Master Pure Vein my regards. Okay. Hello, Bart. I need to get through. You seek Master Pierre Vein, do you? I fear I left the manor days ago for the Sea of Clouds where he would travel with Milord's retinue. A real artiste, that one, said that the view from the top of the clouds would inspire him to compose a masterpiece like none this world ever known. Milady, being quite taken with the man's work, persuaded Milord, and that was that. The man can pen a good song, I'll give you that, but if you ask me, there's no place for a glorified minstrel in the field of battle. Still, if you meet with the man, far be it for me to stop you. You'll find him at Camp Cloudtop. Man, this guy's gonna be all over the place, isn't he? Monies! Hello, Pure Vein. You are... Wait, don't tell me. Another one of my adoring fans who has traversed the realm and climbed nigh to the heavens to be the first to lay ears upon my latest magnum opus. Oh? A student of Serendipities who will grace your music box of one of my mellifluous melodies? What kind of word is that? You clearly are a woman of taste, friend. Yes, that's precise, perhaps the greatest of my many masterpieces. So taken was I with the voice of my muse. Ooh! Flamine! That I penned it by a single night. I see. So the husband and wife you speak of have commissioned identical music boxes, each unbeknownst to the other. Fear not, friend, if you're looking for a stroke of genius, you have come to precisely to the right place. Why, the answer is simple. I need merely compose 2 new arrangements for my timeless melody. In return, I will have one simple but unwavering demand. You must craft a music box of purest quality, and that its tones, not tunes, will do the dulcet voice of the songstress of Ul'dah and my masterpiece true justice. In my many years and many travels, I have only encountered one such relic, said to be the life work of our master craftsman. Its teeth were fashioned from the purest hard silver. Yes, I simply could not entrust my masterpiece to one who was any less a master of hard silver than I am master of melodies. If you believe you are worthy, fashion for me a hard silver ingot that I might assess your skills. There we go. It's a good thing because I almost sold this too when I was selling all my shit in my inventory. Are my eyes to be believed? I've never seen hard silver shine and sparkle so. Why, just looking at it, I can hear tones as clear, as crisp as the waters of the Thaliac. Feel proud, friend, for the great Pure Vein has deemed you worthy of giving form to 2 never before heard arrangements of this greatest masterpiece. Take them and use them well. One melody for the husband and one for the wife. I trust you'll see that not a single note, sharp or flat, is out of place. Played separately, the 2 will sound as if they were playing entirely different songs. When played side by side, they start simultaneously, however. But to say any more would spoil the surprise. In creating the arrangements, I drew inspiration from traditional choir chants. To my knowledge, none have ever attempted to revisit a modern piece in this way. The loving couple shall feast their ears upon something that has never been heard before. You have my promise. Lord. Alright, has inspiration struck you by any chance? I did, and you're welcome. 2 arrangements of the same piece? Brilliant! And you traveled all the way to the Sea of Clouds to procure the sheet music. Your devotion to your craft and to your clients is truly first rate. I'll move forward with our preparations at once. In the meantime, I ask that you'll continue to refine your technique. We have a true masterpiece in the works, and I'm counting on you to make it a reality. Ah, there you are, Rai. I would share with you with some most welcome tidings. Mr. Serendipity has taken a keen interest in our project, so much so that she has offered the guild's full support to see that your work is realized to the utmost of its potential. To that end, there is someone who she would introduce you to you, a craftsman known the realm over for his expertise in the crafting of musical instruments. As she tells it, the man is considered a virtuoso in his field and is eager to lend his wisdom. He awaits you at the Goldsmith Guild as we speak. Cecil, I was wondering when you'd show up. As you've doubtless heard from Marcel, we have a very special guest here today. And why, none other than my master, the incomparable Colberno. That's him standing just over there. Does he just exude an aura of consummate skill and mastery? Why, Julie wrought by his hand has captured the hearts of the highest of Ul'Dan's high society since the years before you or I even picked up a hammer. So these days he wanders the realm devoting his efforts to the crafting of musical devices. Orchestrions, music boxes, and the like. The music box he crafted for and dedicated to the songstress of Ul'Dan is considered his greatest masterpiece and one of the greatest goldsmithing accomplishments of our era. But why are you here, standing here listening to me when you could be picking the brain of a true artist regarding your commission? Go on, don't be shy. Hey, guy. You must be the one whom Sarah spoke. I'm Colborno. I hear you are working on a music box, and a rather ambitious one at that. Tell me this, what material do you intend to use for the teeth? Hard silver. An intriguing choice. Years ago, when I sought to create a music box worthy of the voice of my muse, I arrived at the self-same material. In my experience, the greatest clarity of music can be achieved by pairing hard silver teeth with an aurum regis cylinder. Mind you, this is easier said than done. Crafting the cylinder demands precision and accuracy that will test even the most accomplished goldsmith. I suggest you try your hand at fashioning one ahead of time. Or not, for the product of your efforts will not go to waste. It just so happens that these cylinders are also quite useful in the upkeep of mammoths. Why, I just overheard Sarah mentioning that she could use one. When you're finished, why not pass it along to her? I got it! And it's a high quality one too, so make use of it. And that does it. A new cylinder just as promised. How you feeling, Gigi? Get your grubby hands off. Gigi? What is this feeling? The energy courses through my limbs. I am reborn. You're brilliant. Yes, brilliant, all of you. Good heavens, what is the matter with poor Gigi? Perhaps the new cylinder doesn't quite agree with him. Or not, Sarah. Once the cylinder's broken in, he'll be back to the Gigi we know and love. To hate. Huh. To give form that which is formless and breathe a warm beating heart into the colossus metal. These are the words of one I greatly admired. An idea that I ever aspired to, and one that would guide every stroke of my hammer. Guided by those words, a great goldsmith forged a ring that would seal a bond of eternity between two soulmates. Yet another birth, the hearts that would give life to many a mammoth. As for me, the self-same words guided my hand, allowing me to give form to the ethereal melodies of the songstress, and the emotions deep in my heart. And you, friend, I feel the sensitivity to aspire to the same ideal, and the skill to achieve it. Promise me that you'll spare no effort in creating a piece worthy of two who were brought together by the music of my muse. Well, laying on the pressure a little bit, don't you think? Right, could it be true? The artist that Mr. Serendipity introduced to you was none other than Master Calibro himself? Why, what I would not have given to be there with you. To give form to that which is formless and breathe warm being heart into the colossus metal. These words have guided Esteem's goldsmiths through the years as they gave birth to work after work with surpassing artistry. If you have truly received Master Calibro's blessing, then I have no doubt that you and your music box will stand proudly among them. I'll be waiting the finished product with the greatest of interest. And with that, I would seem our preparations are complete. Neglect not your training, Rai. Our client's special day draws nigh, and your skills are soon to be put to the greatest test. Alright, I trust you have honed your skill as well since the last we spoke. The day draws nigh, and it's time for you to put all you've learned into practice. 2 music boxes, 2 stones, 2 heretofore unheard arrangements of a timeless melody. Our clients are counting on me to deliver them a treasure that they can cherish for a lifetime, and I am counting on you. Work swiftly and surely, Rai, and I look forward to seeing the fruits of your labor. I've got what you need. Such craftsmanship! I'm at a loss for words, Rai. If my clients are half as taken with your work as I am, there will be the happiest day of their lives since the day they exchanged their vows. I would have you deliver the pieces in person. Doubtless it would mean much for them to receive their gifts from the creator's own hand. The sapphire is for the jeweled peak, while the ruby is for her husband. I have arranged for them to meet us at the quicksand. Go along and I shall join you presently. Oh, now there's a goldsmith I was waiting for. Marcel was saying that you had something for me. There you go. Why, it's my music box, and it ain't a beauty at that. To be able to give my wife a present like this on our special day. It made one man's dream come true. I can hardly wait to see the look on her face. I like how they're in the same building but standing away from each other. Marcel asked me to come meet me here. Could it be? Oh, but it must. This is our day of bonding after all. Here you go. My dearest, what brings you to the quicksand? Why, I was about to ask the same of you. Welcome, my friends. On behalf of the Stames, allow me to offer my deepest congratulations to both of you on the most special of days. A day which, if I'm not mistaken, you have seen fit to commemorate with a gift fit for the occasion. Aye, that I have. And you? Good heavens! We've gone and done it, haven't we, dear? I often say that Jill Peak and I share a mind, but to think we'd commission the same bloody gift. But I reckon we've not to worry about. They say this goldsmith here is one of the Stame's finest. Sure, she's seen that each one plays a different tune. Ah, you would think so, wouldn't you? Yes, that would be the idea of a first-rate goldsmith. But Miss Rai is more than just a first-rate goldsmith. She'll go down as one of the greatest geniuses our realm has ever known. Behold! Oh, well, now you got my interest piqued. Why, it's simply beautiful. Remember, my dear? This is the song we heard together on that day when we first met. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? What are you mumbling about over there? Sure you haven't forgotten our special song. Oh, of course I haven't. I was just wondering what my present sounded like. How curious. It's the same melody, yet it is different somehow. By thought, I've got it! Rather than choosing two unrelated pieces, this Goldsmith managed to work in two arrangements of my favorite song. It's a stroke of genius, I say. Just so, and that's just the beginning. If I might be so bold, I invite you to place the two music boxes together and play them in unison. My, they are two, yet they are one. When two melodies come together, a song never before heard is born. A fitting metaphor for us, would you not say, my dear? That's my girl, left for the poet. I'm no wizard with words, so I'll just say this. Thank you, friend. You made this anniversary one we'll remember with the rest of our days. Look at this guy. He came to watch his work. Oh no, that's not the what's his name? That's the guildmaster. Well, right, seems we have two eminently satisfied customers. Allow me to congratulate you on your most remarkable efforts. And with that, I should be getting back to the shop. Good day to you all. Wasn't that just nice? Mean. Right, on behalf of all of us Stains, allow me to commend you for your most remarkable efforts. It is no exaggeration to say your work will live on forever, not only in the hearts of our clients, but as one of the greatest masterpieces that our artisans have ever wrought. The annals of history are filled with the names of Master Goldsmiths, and today you have engraved your name among them, as they speak of Niall Fresnay. Perhaps one day they'll speak of the golden era of Cecil Rye, but that is a story for another day. It has been a true honor to be able to share this moment in history with you. I shall wear it as a badge of pride as I await the day when I have the privilege of working with you again. May you continue to bring joy and beauty to the realm with your works, Mistress Cecila, or Mistress Rye. Okay. Pleasure working with you, guy. Time to move on to bigger and better things. Oh, Cecila, it's a catastrophe, Her Grace Sultana. She suddenly decided to visit the guild. Ugh. I can't imagine what I might have done to incur her wrath. But wait, if I did incur her wrath, I'd be the one summoned before her. That's the way it works, right? Well, tell me I'm right. You need to calm down. Well, I doubt it's something that serious. Duh. Yes, miss? As much as I'd like to assist you, a rather important guest is due to arrive any moment now. Should you be referring to the Sultana, then I am she. Pray forgive my appearance, but as my visit is private in nature, I wish to avoid public eye. Your Grace? You're here already? No, wait, I mean, you honors with your presence. Pray be at ease, Guildmaster. May I say the surprise is mutual, for is this not my dear Cecila who stands before me? I came with the intent of having Mistress Serendipity relay a request to you, but I'm full glad I may make said request personally. You see, it is my desire to help ordinary Alamegans rebuild their lives. To this end, I intend to establish a school of artisans. Such a school requires a capable mistress, and to this vital role, I would appoint none other than you, Cecila. What now? Some days ago, Her Grace made a visit to the city's refugee quarters. There she bore witness to the full extent of their daily struggles, and the sights filled her with sorrow. More so than sorrow, it filled me with shame. Shame that such despair should exist under my rule. It served as a stern rebuke of my failings as a leader, and a reminder that mine inaction may beget great suffering, as it did when I allowed Adeleji to run rampant, thus subjecting you and yours to unimaginable pain. As I long believed, by helping the refugees, so too do we help Ul'dah. With Alamego's liberation now reality, her citizens will desire to return home. Alas, the years have left her industry barren, and there are precious few opportunities for repatriated citizens to make a living. If the nation is to survive eventually, and to eventually thrive, we must needs till the soil of her economy. In pondering this endeavor, I sought the counsel of wise individuals from afar and wide. and it was their prevailing recommendation that the seeds of trade be sown through the training of craftsmen who would go on to create a product that would be synonymous with Alamigo. And this way did we arrive at the idea of an artisan school. Augur's Reach, home to the Alamiga Resistance, was nominated as a location. This left the question of who to send as a schoolmaster. In searching for the answer, I turned to Master Marcel for his opinion on an exceptional Goldsmith fit to represent Ul'dah. And of all the names he could speak, he speaks this very same that I had in mind. Yours, my dear Cecila. Apologies for the suddenness of the request, my friend. I had been privy to the initiative for some time, but it was to be kept in the strictest confidence. Lest you doubt the plan's feasibility, rest assured that it has met with even the syndicate's approval. For Alamigo is enriched not only in the smithing tradition, but in mineral deposits besides. A favorable environment for our goal of economic revival. I am providing such funds as I may to the initiative, yet an investment of coin alone feels somehow impersonal. To that end, I would have to make a further contribution to the future of the Alamigan people. Oh, look at that. A fancy crown. My mother's crown, which she wore when she was wed. The jewels shall be of use in your work. I kindly saw that she was. My mother will be glad that it will serve a noble cause. Such a sacrifice bespeaks the strength of her grace's commitment. Oh, Cecil, you'll do it, won't you? But for the people of Alamigo, and her grace, and for me as well, for good measure. Why not? Count on me. I had every faith that you would accept, but I'm no less grateful for it. Thank you, Cecila. I shall not soon forget this favor. Now then, I have entrusted the general arrangements for the school to Master Marcel. Pray have the particulars from him and Mr. Serendipity. Ah, beg your pardons. Yes, this is he. What? So soon? Well, there's certainly no time like the present. Under her Grace's behest, I had put out word among Alamigan refugees that we are recruiting apprentices. The effect was immediate, and a number of promising young candidates have answered the call. As a matter of fact, they are already gathered outside the city walls near the spineless basin. If you would care to accompany me, Rai, this is a chance to meet your students-to-be. Oh boy. Spineless Basin. That's out the... What gate is that? That's out the, That's out the Gate of Null. My thanks for coming, Rai. Now then, these are the 3 individuals who answered our call for apprentices. Though they are virgins in goldsmithing, they have come to us with experience in other fields. In your capacity as a schoolmaster, may I suggest you say a word to each of them? Once you're done here, pray return to the guild. There have been developments in the school's establishment, and Jemime will furnish you with the details. Alright, what do you guys say? Hello, Chief. Widow's the name, Widow's the name, and I'm here with my brother, Paul. I used to smith for the Resistance, fixing weapons and such. In our country, there has always been some fighting going on somewhere, and I grew up thinking a craftsman works only on tools of war. But before she died, Ma would always tell us the fighting would end one day, and when that day comes, Alamigo's gonna need craftsmen what'll bring her coin and make her prosper. Recently, I started giving more thought to Ma's words and asked myself how I might help my country get back on its feet. And this is the opportunity I came along to learn goldsmithing, and I took it as a sign, and took it up. Wait, you're the teacher? But why did I say it was gonna be a ravishing Makati? Fooled again, damn it! He always does it to me, and I keep falling for it. I suppose I ought to introduce myself. I'm Hall, and I'm a miner. Was, at any rate, till my bastard of a brother duped me into becoming a goldsmith. Well, that ain't exactly true, because I've always been interested in the craft. You name a rock or ore, I've dug it up, and it's downright fascinating learning how it all gets used. It's a pleasure to meet you, miss. I am... oh my god. Jiki? Baika? I don't even know what kind of nickname to give you. I'm just gonna call you Jeek. That's probably... or I don't know. Jeek is what I'm going with. And I've loved trinkets and accessories since I was little. And I started working at a small mint jewelry shop. At first I thought it was just a shopkeep, but simply selling stuff got boring fast, so I nagged artisans to teach me a thing or two, and I learned enough to help out with repairs. But then I decided I wanted to become an artisan myself, and here I am. But enough about me and more about you. I heard you're the one who crafted the music boxes that played an original arrangement of a famous tune by none other than the Songstress of Ul'dah. Yes. I knew it. You've been the talk of the shop, and everyone's going to be so jealous to hear I'll be learning from you. But most importantly, I've always admired your work, and it's an absolute honor for me and I promise to do my best. Well, she's excited. Can't believe she's so excited. All right. I've been waiting for you, Cecila. As you'll have heard from Master Marcel, there have been developments in regards to the artisan school. Guild Master Serendipity has selected the goldsmith who will serve as your deputy. May I introduce Miss Emmeloth. At your service. Though we meet for the first time, your many accomplishments are well known to me. It'll be an honor and a pleasure to both assist you in instilling the fundamentals of goldsmithing into our budding young apprentices. When the school is finally open and Rogers reached, Miss Emmeloth will be the one resident instructor, overseeing the students' everyday learning. The chance to work with an acclaimed goldsmith such as you seldom visits, so when the offer came, I fairly jumped at it. I shall endeavor to be a worthy deputy to you. Alright. Now then, it'll be a little while until the classes begin, so feel free to go about your business for now. Rest assured I shall be in touch when the time comes. Okay, we're finally going to Alamigo, not Hingashi. Great, glad tidings, Cecil. The Alamigo resistance has sent word that all is in readiness for Rogers Reach for the artisan school. The time has come for you and your Miss Emmeloth to strike out for Gigarbania. There to cultivate a new generation of goldsmiths. Though I'm not directly involved, the mere thought of the venture sets my heart aflutter. Now then, your deputy awaits you at Spineless Basin, where I believe you first met your students. Pray see to your preparations and join her there at your earliest convenience. Alright. Good day, Cecila. You just missed our apprentices. They struck out for Gallagher's Reach just moments ago. Shame you can see their stunned faces when I told them the school was established under the patronage of the Sultana herself. Nay, they had no idea who their benefactor was. Doubtless they assumed the coin was publicly sourced, but the seventh hell would freeze over before his Ul'dah becomes so charitable. Truth is, her grace is personally bearing all expenses. However, she desires no credit for it, and wishes to instead keep the initiative quiet. And so, when the call went for apprentices, nary a mention was made of her involvement. I can imagine how the three will react when they learn that her Grace's contribution includes her Lady Mother's crown. Speaking of the crown, I have it in my safekeeping. Let's see it's safe to Rogers Reach, where our eager apprentices await. Shall we then? What's going on here? There's an announcer with you too. There you are, Cecila. Upon arriving, I was surprised to learn that yours is already an established name in these parts. It makes it all the more compelling that Her Grace would name you for the role. But without further ado, may I introduce you to Kanchana, our liaison with the Resistance. Greetings and welcome to Rogger's Reach. We are known to love accessories, love to make and wear them. The goldsmith of your kind is most intriguing, and I look forward to observing your techniques. But tell me, this crown you have brought, such a precious thing, yet you mean to take it apart for its stones? Yeah, it belonged to the Sultana's mother, and is worth a fortune. And to be honest, the idea of working on it frightens me. Let's try to be worthy of it then. The crown is a symbol of the Sultana's faith in us. As the schoolmaster says, we must strive to be worthy of that faith. It is a tradition that nobles to bequeath gemstones unto those nearest and dearest to them, and to Her Grace, the people of Eorzea are as her children. So let us receive the stones with thanks and ensure that they serve a good cause, that which will lead to a better future for Alamigas as is Her Grace's will. So that's the way of it. Very well. I shall show you the space we've set aside for use by the artisan school, but I must ask, is that to be your actual name? It strikes me as somewhat generic. Hard to argue with that. If we're going to be selling our wares eventually, I reckon we need to catch your name to slap on them. Right, something less like a school and more of a workshop, like a Crown Gem Works. You know, in honor of the Sultana. That's actually not a bad name. I believe this is a fine idea, and that is a fine name. What say you, schoolmaster? It's official then. From this moment forward, the Crown Gem Works is in operation. Kanchana, pray lead the way. Schoolmaster, to begin with, may I suggest you have a word with each of the apprentices? It would serve to build rapport, and you would stand to learn about them. Alright. Schoolmaster, so it's true that Miss Emma Loth says, and you know all our warriors here. Not all our warriors here and fought with them besides. Wow, to think your skilled hands can create magnificent works of art as well as wreak bloody havoc. You're truly a very versatile schoolmaster, and I'm honored to be your pupil. But most of all, I'm honored that Her Grace would entrust us with her crown, but a little nervous as well because I can be very clumsy sometimes. And I'll have to take extra care that my hands don't slip. Hello there, Chief. Just working on the basics at the moment. Having been a smithy, the metal side of things comes pretty natural to me, but cutting and polishing stones, well, that's a whole new world. Can't for the life of me tell what's good and what's bad. Haven't seen enough of finished products, I suppose. Me, I've never done no crafting before, and it's all I can do to remember the basics. But Mistress Emila says I've got a sense for working stone. That's my mind experience talking, I reckon. A glance and I can tell a stone's character and its hardness and all that. Can't say the same when it comes to metal though. I've dug up ore to be sure, but the stuff what comes to us ain't ore no more. A stone don't change like that. Alright, you spoke with our apprentices. How do they fare? I see. My own impressions are much the same as yours. Jacques shows promise. Her time at a jewelry shop has instilled her with the artistic sense, and she has zeal in abundance. The challenge would be the two brothers. Wado works metal like a veteran, but stone like a layman. Hall, meanwhile, is the opposite. Brilliant with stone, but lackluster with metal. Goldsmith, proficient in only one area, is no goldsmith at all. And I have a mind to have them overcome their weaknesses, or I'll let them move on to the next step. What say you, schoolmaster? Let's task them with the finished product. Oh, you would have them try their hand at crafting a finished product? Perhaps there is wisdom in this. When working on the part, it is important to know how it fits into the whole. With this in mind, I have a proposal. We prepare a simple sample product with which our apprentice will work together to reproduce the best of their abilities. The point is to create something from beginning to end, and to that end we will have each person take charge of the area in which he or she excels. This exercise will give them not only a sense of satisfaction, but also a better understanding of each aspect of our craft and context. My thanks, Schoolmaster. Such an idea would not have occurred to me without your input. Now, on the question of a sample, I believe that is best made by your hands. The quality would surpass all I could hope to produce, and the knowledge that came from you would serve to inspire our apprentices. As for the subject, yes, a silver ring should pose a suitable challenge. Something adorned with a simple lapis lazuli from her grace's crown. Alright. Here are some materials to get started. Should you require more, you need to ask. Okay. There you go. Here's your ring. Brygod's beard. Such an immaculately balanced ring. And the exquisite texture, each hammer stroke lovingly measured. I expected to be impressed, but I found myself in utter awe. This ring is the very embodiment of perfection, a worthy vessel of the Sultan's faith and goodwill. This is the simplest articles that separate masters from middling craftsmen. I wonder if our aspiring young goldsmiths will be able to appreciate the difference. Everyone gather around. For your next task, we'll have you make a simple ring. Schoolmaster Rye has personally crafted a sample for your reference. Oh, there's no way I could possibly make something this fine. Not in my lifetime, and definitely not today. Such refreshing candor and a sentiment I can well appreciate it. Though I'm no expert, 'tis plain that this is the work of a true master. And so it is, but be not daunted, my apprentices, for we neither ask nor expect a master's quality of you yet. Nay, your goal is to simply produce a finished product, and you need to give thought beyond that. There, I was thinking I was handling with metal, but this is taking it to another level. I hear you. I thought the gem was already perfect when it was on the crown, but now it's more perfect. What tiny warps there was on the surface are all gone. Not that I noticed them before. Might be as we're better at some things than we are at others, but it's all the same next to what Schoolmaster can do. Right. The goal is so far away, it doesn't seem to matter where we start from and what our strengths and weaknesses are. Rest assured, your strengths are nothing to look down upon, and we shall draw upon them first of all. As such, the work will be delegated as follows. Wido will be responsible for fashioning the band, Hall will cut and polish the stone, and last but not least, Jacques will take charge of the initial design and finishing touches. Doubt not the time will come when you strive them for mastery in all aspects of goldsmithing, but to begin with, we want you to focus on cultivating your individual strengths and bid you join them together now to create your very first finished product. Yes, miss. We appreciate you taking the time to craft such an amazing sample, especially for us, and we promise to do our very best. Our schoolmaster and I have every confidence that you will. Remember, this little workshop is yours and everything here is at your disposal. But should you have any further needs or questions, do not hesitate to come to us. The change in their bearings was fairly palpable, was it not? To behold a ring was to gaze up at the true heights of our craft, and it instilled them with newfound determination. I look forward to seeing how they rise to the challenge. Alright. Thanks to your inspired idea and extraordinary craftsmanship, we have addressed the issue of the two brothers' shortcomings and may carry on their education. Alas, another issue has arisen. This time with Jacques. She possesses determination, artistic sense, and above all, a love for jewelry. I was quite certain she would succeed as a goldsmith. But she is, for a better word, clumsy. Remarkably so. She falters at the most vital steps when applying the finishing touches, and ends up having to start from scratch. This has happened so many times now that she's become quite depressed. Considering how reliable she is at molding, I cannot understand why she would struggle in this way. Could it be that she puts too much pressure on herself and it robs her of a steady hand touch? Whatever the cause might be, perhaps you'll be able to discern it where I could not. Might I trouble you to look in on Jacques, schoolmaster, and the other two as well while you're at it. And you're like to find them at the settler's tent. Me? I've been watching Miss Emeleth trying to imitate her movements. She's real graceful with her hands, you know. Next time, maybe you could let us watch you too? Jacques? Well, she's been having a lot of mishaps of late, and it's gotten her down. Funny thing is, you know when something's about to go wrong. She furrows her brows, looking real focused like, then she lets out a growl, and next moment all her hard work's undone. What do you guys say about it? Thanks again for the day, Chief. We've got our heads down and together, trying to put out a ring we won't shame you. Have I noticed anything about Jacques' work? Well, she is a sight better than me, and that's taken all her bungling into account. More is the pity, because she seems to know exactly what she wants to do. I ain't no expert, not yet anyway, but might be she could stand to slow it down some. I mean, outside of work, she always gets me and Hall mixed up. I won't deny the resemblance, but I'm clearly the better looking one. Okay. Schoolmaster, I'm at my wit's end. I keep on botching the final touches, and it's just so frustrating. I don't know what to do anymore. I was never clumsy like this in the past, though people say I talk in streams of thought. I have never rushed to my work, but for some reason, my hands and fingers don't move as I will them. I can't for the life of me work out what's wrong, and it's driving me mad, and I'm just about ready to give up. We're here to learn of Jacques' situation. She furrows her eyebrows before an instance of bungling, you say? And he struggles to tell the two brothers apart besides. It seems to me the problem lies with their eyes. I was aware of her poor eyesight, but I assumed that her spectacles corrected it. Well, Jacques is right there, so let's test her vision and ascertain the possibility. Schoolmaster, may I trouble you to summon her while Kanchana and I set things up? You wish to test my vision, Schoolmaster I? But of course. So I just stand here and should I take off my spectacles? Nay, young Goldsmith, pray leave them on. Let's begin then. Whose hand is raised? Miss Emeleth's or mine? That's easy. Yours, Kanchana. Oh, you're so wrong. It honestly appears that way to you. What the gods, girl, what have you done? What world have you been living in? How have you not already strolled off a cliff? Well, you have our answer. Her spectacles have outlived their usefulness. Yep, our schoolmaster would be so kind as to make her a new pair. It just so happens I had spectacles in mind for the next task. From the curves of the lenses to the joints of the frame, these items demand a high degree of precision, and they are thus ideal for cultivating attention to detail. Spectacles you could have for Jacques will also serve admirably as a sample for our apprentices, and for their added benefit, may I suggest that you make a demonstration of it? So the schoolmaster will make me a new pair of spectacles, and it'll be a reference for the next task. Whenever you're ready, Cecila. As before, if you're short supplies, Conchana will furnish you with whatever you require. Alright. Alright, the spectacle's coming along. Here you go. Oh, praise be, I can see again! All the beauty of nature in its fullest brilliance, extending as high as the heavens as far as the horizon. My world is so wide now. I feel as though anything and everything is possible. Thank you, schoolmaster. Thank you for the bottom of my heart. To look at your glee, it is wonderful you didn't realize the fault lay in your spectacles. At any rate, you may again work with confidence. She could hardly see worth a damn, but she still could do a sight better than us. We're gonna have to lift our game something fierce. You hear me, Hall? Loud and clear, Wido. Loud and clear. These are some of the finest spectacles a girl could hope to own, and I don't know how close we can get to such quality, but we're going to give it our all. How the hell did she? I'm kind of curious to know what her eyesight was before this. Prior to this, Jack showed a glimpse of promise, but with her new spectacles, I believe she is set to give us a veritable eyeful. Seeing as this has served to stoke the fires within Wido and Hall, and we may expect much and more from them also. They may be a works in progress, but quickly they are taking shape. Ere long, they will become goldsmiths in their own right. From our perspective, they still have far to go, but they now have it in them to craft the wares fit to grace shop displays. In anticipation of this, I've been consulted with Master Marcel on finding purveyors willing to stock their handiwork. Ours is an unknown name for now, but the day will come when people the realm over gather in droves seeking Crown Gemworks articles. It is to see such a day arrive that we labor. It occurs to me that if spectacles are to serve as reference, would Jacques not need to remove them? How would she carry out the work in that case? Oh, right you are. Huh! Didn't think of that, did you? Shall we say this is part of the challenge? It would afford us a little more time to prepare for the next task. Schoolmaster, I trust you've been keeping well. It pleases me to say that our apprentices are making good, sound progress. Such is the dedication they've even formed a study group of their own volition. Excuse me a moment. Ah, Master Marcel, good evening to you. Truly, we're in your debt. You recall that I've been looking for willing outlets for our apprentices' handiwork. To that end, I sent some samples to Master Marcel to present to merchants. That was Master Marcel reporting on the results, and it seems the samples were very well received. No few outlets have expressed their interest, with some willing to stock our wares on a trial basis. Though it's low volume still, orders have already come in, and Master Marcel asked that the apprentices come to Ishtanes for a meeting for the clients. To reach the stage in so short a time is a tremendous achievement, and they may well rightly feel proud. Speaking of the apprentices, they shall be glad for the tidings. Mayhap the schoolmaster will care for to be the bearer. There's no denying the news will be sweeter coming from you, Cecila. Might I trouble you to tell them? You'll find them gathered by Chakra Falls in the north, engaging in some furtive enterprise, if I might add. The fuck's that supposed to mean? Schoolmaster Rye, what are you doing? I mean, what can we do for you? What? Did I hear you right? You just told us we received real orders and real clients? Huh. I never thought we was years away from making sellable stuff. It's all thanks to you and Miss Emeloff. We'll put out our best work and make you proud. You'll see. So you're probably wondering why we're gathered like this and talking secret talk. You see, we want to do something to show our gratitude to the Sultana for granting us this opportunity to become goldsmiths and contribute to Alamigo's future. Aye, she even sacrificed her mother's crown, and seeing as our wares are now fit for the market, it's time we repaid her kindness. Problem is, we can't decide how to go about it, what to give her. I was thinking maybe we could use the crown's remaining gems to make something, but beyond that... Oh, I have an idea. The meeting with the clients will take place at XIV, and Master Marcel will be on hand, am I right? Well, if anyone knows a suitable tribute, it'll be him, so perhaps we could consult on it while we're there, and it'll give us heart if you were present. Yeah, what she said. We feel a lot better having you with us. Anyway, we best be off. Come on, you two, we got some orders to receive. Alright, I'm pleased to report that the meeting went smoothly and the clients left feeling confident. Now then, your apprentices say you have a consultation for me? Oh, a tribute for the Sultana, and one which makes the use of the gems from her lady mother's crown. An inspired idea. Alas, I have none of mine to offer. Not likely as coming to mind. As I'm sure you will appreciate, I am honor-bound to protect my patron's confidentiality, but it should not infringe upon my code of conduct to share with you such rumors as are commonly heard in town. If the whispers are to be believed, a maiden who shares an uncanny resemblance to the Sultan has been observed frequenting a certain shop. If the maiden is in question in fact her grace, it may well be something that has taken her fancy, and that something may offer an answer to your question. You've seen the Sultan disguised on a number of occasions, I believe. You ought to be able to recognize her easily enough. Well, this all sounds promising, and it just so happens Hon and Wido are at Sapphire Avenue Exchange. So I'll fetch them and we'll investigate the rumor together. Once we got a name for the shop, we'll lie and wait for the Sultana. We'll need you to be on hand to identify her. See you in a bit, Schoolmaster, and thank you for your kind help, Master Marcel. Alright. No time for supplies. We got the Sultana to find. You'll be pleased to hear that I've narrowed down the arms vendor. It's a place owned by one jealous juggernaut, which means the Sultana's favorite shops are just across the way. Keep watching long enough, and she's bound to appear. Sorry for making you run around with us like this, Chief, but it won't take much longer, I promise. We've got good info in the shop that's mentioned in the rumors. It's a sundry goods store opposite an arms vendor, and there's only one so many on those on Sapphire Avenue. Schoolmaster, a short while ago there was a sighting of a man who looks not unlike her grace, accompanied by a man who looks not unlike an old man. It's secondhand information to be sure, but if it's true, it's not unlike a golden chance, and we just need to find out that that's what this shop is that the Sultana visits. Based on White Hall's information, this is where the Sultana-esque maiden appears. Look! Haha, there she is. Ooh, an orchestrian. An orchestrian. To come and see this orchestrian fairly every day. You're truly taken by it, Lady Lilira. Oh, it is perfect in all ways, save for its size. Would that were small enough to fit in my bedchamber. Does an elegant and compact orchestrion not exist? Such an item would suit my lady very well indeed, but I fear it will prove elusive to find even in our great city. Schoolmaster, was that who I think it is? Definitely. And she desires an elegant and compact orchestrion. Probably gotta be praised. Now that we know what to make, we must head back to Rogger's Reach so you can get to work right away. And needless to say, we'll be needing your help. Oh, we gotta say our thanks to Master Marcel again, but me and my others can take care of that. So please go on ahead. Oh, they're motivated now. Our apprentices have told me all. They wish to present her grace an elegant and compact orchestrion. It is a fine choice for a tribute, and made finer still with the gems from her lady's mother's crown. While large machines fashioned by carpenters are the norm, I believe it is well within the realm of possibility to produce a miniaturized version of our goldsmithing techniques. But by our techniques, I mean yours and mine, schoolmaster. Though our apprentices have become capable enough to fill the odd order, they yet lack the experience needed to craft precision instruments, and orchestrions demand no small degree of precision. But seeing as they are determined, it falls to us to prepare them for the challenge. To that end, I have a mind to test on a similarly complex apparatus, a tabletop chronometer. From past experience, other than being taken by the hand, I believe our apprentices learn best by following your example, and so I'd ask that you perform another demonstration. Pray begin whenever you're ready, schoolmaster, and let Kana-chan know if you have need of additional materials. Good. Goody good. Goody good. Alright. There you go. Here's your chronometer. This schoolmaster is absolutely flawless. My breath fairly caught in my throat. My expectations of you are not high as a matter of course, but you manage to transcend them every time. Apprentices, you're not like to find a finer example of a chronometer. Study it well and reproduce it as best you can, and you shall acquire the requisite knowledge and techniques for making an orchestrion. We're supposed to reproduce that? Oh dear, my hands are starting to shake, but it's not out of dread, but the excitement of tackling the task. The more I learn of goldsmithing, the more I am made to appreciate the schoolmaster's brilliance, and keenly feel how utterly unpolished I am next to her. You're like a god among goldsmiths, up in your own place in the heavens while we're bumbling down here on the ground. And though we may never get up to where you are, we'll keep climbing every mountain in the hopes that one day we will. 'Tis well that they are motivated, for this will be the steepest mountain yet. But when they have climbed it, they will be all the more prepared to climb all the others to come. I mean, that's definitely true. Oh, schoolmaster, apprentices wish to consult you regarding the orchestra you intend to make for the Sultana. You will find them over by the Chakra Falls, their favorite place to convene when they have something to hide. And while you're there, could you please tell them they are needed at the workshop? As it happens, they have other tasks requiring their attention. Schoolmaster Rai, you'll never guess, but we've already begun working on the orchestra and without Miss Emeloth's knowledge, because we want to see how well we can do by ourselves. Like before, we've divided up the tasks between the three of us, and I'm in charge of the cylinder. Each of the 4 parts are ready already, and all that remains is to join them together. Oh, and I also apply the finishing touches and to fix the gemstones, but these 2 things we'd like to entrust to you, seeing as the gemworks wouldn't be, well, the gemworks wouldn't be without you. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we'd appreciate if you and Miss Emeloth could examine our work to make certain everything's up to scratch. Sir, we've been working on the orchestra in secret. Your adornments are my task, and I was hoping you could tell me how good, or shit, a job I did. At first, we was thinking of making the whole thing together ourselves, but then we got thinking some more. You and your grays go back a long way, right? Well, it seemed to us the tribute would be all the more special if you was to handle the finishing touches, attach the gemstones and all that. Chief, mind taking a look at this for me? It's the case for the orchestrion. Fitting the wood bits together was a deal harder than I expected, but I kept it till it all came together, or at least I think it did. Miss Emeloth needs us back. Bugger, we were supposed to be unloading the supplies. Knew I forgot something. Alright. What you think? They made all these completely unaided? If they want my honest opinion, it's good enough to assemble and present it to the Sultana. With this degree of polish, there's no reason why they couldn't handle the rest themselves. Yeah, I can appreciate the sentimental value and I trust in the finishing touches and the gemstones to you. As our apprentices say, the gemworks wouldn't be what it is without you, and as the Sultana's personal friend, your involvement would imbue the tribute with greater meaning. In addition to symbolizing her grace's faith in us, the gemstones represent the cherished memories of her mother. If any one of us here should have the honor of breathing new life into them, it is you. With that, I shall leave it to you. Remember, okay, I get it. Is it right, Schoolmaster? Yes. Oh my, this is magnificent. A more refined and elegant orchestrion I've never seen. Why, I can already see it gracing the Sultan's chamber, its music imbuing her slumber with sweet dreams. Such a grand tribute calls for a grand occasion in which to present it, and as the creators, suffice to say, you and the apprentices must be in attendance. I shall arrange the Crown Gemworks to have an audience of their grace. Until that time, let all keep the nature of the tribute in confidence. The orchestrion I shall leave in your safekeeping, Cecilla, at the appointed hour, pray take it to the palace entrance at the royal promenade. State your business to the Sultan sworn on duty, and he will show you in. I shall see you there. All right. Cecil, the Crown Gem Works. We've been expecting you. You have the, article to be presented, I trust. Yes. Very good. Lest you wonder, your colleagues have already arrived. I shall take you to join them. Her Grace will receive you in her chambers. Be at ease, my friends. I informed you are come with a gift? Yes, Your Grace. A humble token of gratitude from the apprentice Goldsmiths for the generosity you have shown them. Do mine eyes deceive? Does it not please you, Your Grace? How should it not please me? This is the very thing I desired, yet was resigned never to find. And the jewels that adorn it, they are familiar to me, and comfortingly so. Could they be? Indeed, Your Grace. We took the liberty of using jewels from your lady mother's crown. She's very excited. May I? Try it. Not what pleases more, Your Grace. Look at that. Works like a charm. It was a collaboration between the apprentices who crafted the primary components and their schoolmaster Rai, who handled the finishing touches. I gave the crown willingly, expecting naught in return, yet here it is, returned to me, reborn in a magnificent form. I am grateful beyond words, not only for this gift, but also what it represents. You're coming into your own as goldsmiths, ready to contribute to the future of your homeland. From the first, I had every faith in you, Cecil, but even so, I dared not hope that this day would come so soon. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. A happier audience we couldn't have expected. Now then, ere we return to Rogger's Reach, may I suggest we gather at the Goldsmiths Guild? That is not where I wanted to go. I don't know why I went there. You set out to repay the Sultana, and you have succeeded in the grandest fashion. I'm truly happy for you. Master Marcel beheld the orchestrion for the first time and was deeply impressed. He makes his way here even as we speak, doubtless with words of praise. Though, if I may add, when he added this, and when he called, he sounded uncharacteristically flustered. We have a situation on our hands. Oh dear, what could this be about? No sooner did I return to XIV than I was flooded with orders for the self-same orchestrion you presented to the Sultana. It seems that word has gone out of the Crown Gemworks tribute for her grace. While old Doll is not for, if not rife with rumors that it happened with such speed, beggars belief. That's passing odd. No one else was in attendance save ourselves, and afterwards we came directly to the guild. Oh, I'm so sorry, it was me! On the way here I bumped into Momodi and I might have let it slip. I see. If Miss Momodi knows, then 'tis fair to say that so does everyone. Ha! Great! Far be it her grace's intent to publicize her initiative, but neither did she expressly forbid us from speaking. We've done no ill, Miss Serendipity. On the contrary, you've done extremely well. From the perspective of commerce, the merchant in me is fairly giddy at the opportunities this presents. So what say you all? My XIV's aesthetics, so I have the honor of carrying Gemworks orchestrions as an Alamegan specialty. Are you serious? Our handiwork sold at a prestigious place at XIV's? Are we ready for this? Don't worry, brother. We've got schoolmaster in our backs, remember? I think not. Lest you forget, my apprentices, you are the heart of this initiative, and relying upon the schoolmaster would take the shine off your tail. I concur with that assessment. Furthermore, for all intents and purposes, a product synonymous with Alamigo has been born this day. In other words, Riot's fulfilled her role as stipulated by the Sultana, and with distinction besides. It would not be meet to demand more of her. We'll manage by ourselves somehow. I know we will, so you needn't worry. Yes, that's the spirit. Now, even though Cecil won't always be on hand like before, I'm sure she'll visit Ralger's Reach whenever she's able, and you may rest assured that Emeloth won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Near or far, you'll always be our Schoolmaster Rai. I'll always be waiting for you. Miss Emeloth, if I might trouble you for a moment of your time, I should very much like discuss this matter of supply. And ere we go our separate ways, allow me to say to you all what an honor and a privilege it has been to be part of this tale. Suffice to say, I shall continue to watch the crown. Gemworks with great interest and ever pray for its success. Till next time, my friends. Tomorrow there's no continuation. Oh boy! And that is the end of the Goldsmith's levels 50 through 70 job quests. Oh, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Later.